And welcome back to Citizen Extra. Thank you for staying with us. We're taking you across the country now to follow primary races for various political parties. But let's start here in Nairobi, where Jackie Maribe is standing by at the Jubilee Party headquarters. She's been following the announcement of results from that location. Jackie, in particular, tell us about the Kirinyaga gubernatorial race, where we've seen some confusion through the day as to who is leading.
Kiguta, what we're being told from the Jubilee Party headquarters here in Pangani is that they are urging or calling for calm and for patience, because they really are waiting for the county returning officer to give them an official tally. And they're saying, for instance, in Kirinyaga County, that process is not complete as yet, and therefore they cannot answer questions to do with Kirinyaga. They are as well waiting, and it's a delicate balance between, even as at now, the only official results that they have been able to call from the Jubilee House are 4 constituencies, 2 in Bomet and 2 in Elgeyo Marakwet. Now, we're able to hear earlier from Andrew Musangi, who is the chair of the National Elections Board, when he was announcing these results, that the final results, 2 for Bomet. I had you just going through them earlier as you started, and 2 for Elgeyo Marakwet. However, there was an issue in Bungoma, but they say they were able to resolve that issue early enough. In Kimilili as well, voting went on smoothly, and they are, just exuding confidence that this process in all the 16 counties that they had planned for today has gone on steadily, and they're, confident that this will end early and in good time. At least by 6 p.m. they will be able to close most of these polling stations, and the tallying will begin in time. However, Kiguta, they were able to tell us, that's Andrew Musangi, that they have deferred voting in Mount Elgon constituency alone, because when the verification of the voting material was being done by, aspirants, the aspirants' agents rather, this took a longer time, and so when Member of Parliament aspirants and aspirants for MCAs conferred together with a HQ here, they came to a consensus and agreed to defer that particular constituency to tomorrow. But, and of course, even as results continue to trickle in, even from my colleagues on the ground, the question of Kirinyaga, and as we had the incumbent governor, Joseph Ndathi, as well, addressing himself to what has been going on. Here at HQ, they're saying that they cannot really address themselves to this particular question until they get a final word from the returning officers and from the county returning officers. A slow process, and admittedly, but they are urging for calm and for patience, because they're saying there will be no room for error. And as far as, moving any other counties from today, they're saying that will not be happening unless they have any word from their logistics support that some of these counties will not be able to move forward. But as it stands, the 16 go on today, save for that one particular constituency. The other 24 that are remaining will go on as planned tomorrow. And Deputy President William Ruto, in his capacity as the deputy party leader, has been here since morning, pitching camp, basically overseeing the entire process, as well as what we'd call the hierarchy of the Jubilee Party, something that he did even yesterday for over 10 hours. And so, it's just been a really quiet day, so to speak, as they steadily wait from the results to trickle in from the ground here, so that they can officially call it for those who have won in their various constituencies, in their wards, and in the county, Kiguta. So in as much as, it's a slow process here, and the results are coming out from the various counties that we are covering ourselves, they're saying they will not rely on what the media is giving out until they have the official result from here. Kiguta.
Thanks very much, Jackie. We're going to check in with you a little later. We want to take you to Francis Gashuri now, who's standing by. He is live for us in Kisumu and joins us with an update. Last evening, Gashuri, you told us about, the concerns and anxiety that there were ahead of this particular poll. How has it turned out?
Anne, very good evening, and the anxiety is over. However, we are now introducing new anxiety because this is now where the road meets the rubber, or the rubber meets the road, whichever the case. But now, closing of the voting process, and now we are at the period or at the point of counting the votes that have been cast throughout the day by various voters who went to various polling stations. Right now, I'm at the Jomo Kenyatta grounds, right in the city center, Kisumu City. And what you can see behind me is that agents of the various aspirants are now converging at this table to start counting the votes that have been cast. But before they do that, the process of sorting the votes that have been cast. And you can see the agents of various aspirants, and they have begun sorting out the votes that were cast for the woman representative position. And each of the aspirants has an agent here to receive the ballot papers that have been cast, or the votes that have been cast, so that eventually they can get to the process of counting the votes. And unlike what the voters had been advised by the returning officers and the security officers, that once they cast their vote, they exit from the polling station so that they can leave the agents to start counting the votes. The supporters of various aspirants have not left the polling stations, and basically what they are doing, they are milling around the polling station where the votes are being counted, and what they are saying is Operation Linda Kura, and you can see them standing by there waiting for the votes to be counted, so that they leave this polling station knowing how the cookie has crumbled basically. And the main contest, as we said earlier, was that of the gubernatorial, the 7 aspirants who are in the race, because now it has been concluded. Now this is where we will get to know exactly who will be flying the ODM flag in the August general election. And remember, this is one of the strongholds of the opposition party, ODM, actually the home turf of Honorable Raila Odinga, the party leader of ODM. And so there is that feeling that whoever clinches the ODM ticket here for any elected seat is as good as done for the August general election. And that's why there's a very serious contest throughout the day, and even as the votes are being counted, you can already see how anxious the supporters of various aspirants who are in the race are. And so, as I told you earlier, counting of the votes are beginning shortly, maybe by about in about 30-40 minutes. We should be able to know how the votes are, or how some of the provisional results will be looking like here in Kisumu County. And so let's wait and see how they will be, especially once the votes have been, the ballots that have been cast have been sorted out, so that they can now begin the process proper of counting the number of votes that have been cast and to which aspirant they have been cast. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Francis Kishuri, reporting for us. We'll check in with him later on as that vote counting gets underway. We want to take you very quickly and briefly to Kiambu, where Patrick Igunza is standing by. Of course, the big race there being the gubernatorial one, where the incumbent Patrick Kapogo will be trying to keep his seat and, of course, defend it on a Jubilee ticket. Patrick, tell us more about how this race is shaped up today.
Thank you very much indeed, Anki Gute. As you rightly put it, here in Kiambu County, it is a battle of the titans. We begin with the gubernatorial race, where the incumbent William Kapogo is battling it out with Ferdinand Babayao wa Ititu. And it is going to be a tight race because all of them are considered political bigwigs in their own right. But besides that, we also have races that are tight in other positions, even MCAs. I'm told in South, Gatundu South, we do have a position there in one of the wards where we will be seeing a representative who is the current PA for one of the women reps there, battling it out with a kin of one of the country's top leaders, and they are saying that it is going to be a tight one. But bringing you closer to where I am in Thika Stadium. This is the Thika Stadium polling station in Thika Town constituency. It's here that Alice Nganga is the current member of parliament, and she is seeking to actually defend her seat. And as you can see in the background, the Kenyans in Kiambu have actually come out to ensure that they do exercise their democratic right. Since morning, this number has just been like this. As when people are coming in, we have others going out, and we currently have an estimated 1,000 voters who are waiting to cast their ballot. And right next to me is the representatives when it comes to the security situation, led by the regional coordinator when it comes to matters police, none other than Raleigh Kian, who will be telling us what they are doing to ensure that the situation here remains calm. Remember, Kiambu County is one of the areas that is considered a Jubilee stronghold, and stakes are high. As late as last evening, we did have a scuffle actually in one of the areas here, but then again police came in very fast and promptly and ensured that the situation was contained. I will just be asking him what is it that they are currently doing to ensure that things do not get out of hand as far as the border security and the region security goes. Thank you very much for joining us, Bwana Afande.
Thank you very much. We are in Thika Stadium, taking security control in this polling station. We have been in Kiambu since morning, and I am with county commanders, the AP county commander, Mr. Kinyo, and also the coordinating county commander, Mr. Adel Nyange. And we have been moving around, and we have seen so many people coming out forth in large number. And equally, we have enough officers to take care of their security in Kiambu as a whole. Okay. We have also...
All right, we apologize for the issues with that picture. We'll return to Kiambu a little later in the next hour. But very quickly, before we wind up this hour, let's catch up with our Sam Ogina. He's in Homa Bay. This is one of the areas where we saw some disputes today following the announcement of the winner of the gubernatorial race. Sam, give us more information.
Well, thank you so much, Ann Kiguta, the Communications Center. It has been a day of high drama here in Homa Bay County after the declaration of results for Homa Bay County for the governor race and for the Senate race on an ODM ticket. The returning officer, of course, declaring that incumbent Governor Cyprian Awiti had floored all other aspirants, garnering 46,364 votes against his closest challenger, Oyugi Magwanga, who had garnered 14,661 votes. But of course, these results were immediately contested by the by the aspirant agent, or rather by Magwanga's agent, who was in the room, saying that these results have not been verified by the agents from across the polling centers, and as such just setting the stage for demonstrations and protests from the wider Homa Bay County, from Homa Bay town all the way to Mbita constituency, roads being barricaded, and also just people coming out in large numbers declaring their frustrations and anger at what has transpired. Of course, the results had glaring anomalies or disparities, given that the governor race, if you do a total tally of the votes for the governor race, it amounted to nearly 60,000. But when you compare that to the Senate race, the senator who had been declared as the victor in these primaries, that is the incumbent Senator Moses Kajwang. Moses Kajwang had garnered slightly nearly 2,000 votes, while the closest challenger, Fred Rabongo, had 700 votes. So if you do the math, less than 3,000 votes for the Senate race compared to over nearly 60,000 votes, then it means that disparity actually raised eyebrows among residents of Homa Bay County, saying this was actually a plot to rig the election in favor of the incumbents to continue leading the county as it were. Of course, aspirants who are vying for the various seats in governor and Senate race have come out to condemn strongly particularly the actions by the county returning officer, saying that it was a shambolic exercise, saying that this whole thing is nonsensical. I'm using their words, and they're saying that they will be petitioning the party's National Elections Board to have a review and a relook into the exercise here in Homa Bay County. Of course, it has been an exercise whereby residents have been actually engaging the police officers in running battles early in the morning and causing security officers to actually shoot in the air just to disperse the crowd, as it were. And so we'll be trying to see how it will pan out. Will the Orange Democratic Movement National Elections Board, will it have a relook or a review of the whole process, or will the National Elections Board uphold the results here in Homa Bay County? Something peculiar is, after the county returning officer, Mr. Erastus Otieno, made the declaration early morning today, he flew the scene of the tallying center. The tallying center was actually locked immediately after that, and he was whisked away by security officers, and that was it. After that, his phone went off. No one has been able to reach Mr. Erastus Otieno. No one has been able to have any further communication to the county returning officer, just to try and actually make sense out of the numbers that he released earlier today. Even as journalists, we have been unable to reach to him, just to try and deduce what procedure was used in announcing the results as they were today. Very dramatic day here in Homa Bay County, but right now a semblance of calm has returned, but of course the simmering frustration and anger still billowing here in Homa Bay County. Back to you at the Communications Center, Ann Kiguta.
Thanks very much, Samuel Gino, reporting, bringing us up to the top of the hour. When we return, we speak with Michael Agwanda, who is a political analyst, recapping the day in politics and in the nominations. Stay with us.